Welcome everybody. We are here doing the Tcr Season 4 Podcast season review. And we'll wait till we get some more people in before we start our whole discussion. But I'm here with Alan Cavi1, or Alan Camaro, Mr. Sensation 75, or Carl. And we are your hosts for tonight. We're going to sum up this season in review. We're going to talk about a couple topics, a couple different drivers, get into it, get a little discussion going, as well as hear from a couple other drivers. We'll get them in and hear their point of view on a couple questions and sorts like that. So it should be good. And if you want to put the link in the different group chats,
I will.
And then we'll wait until we get a couple more people in and we'll start, because I'm all good. But let me just see. Does it show how many people are watching?
It should. You should look at the video.
Chat. If anyone has questions or wants to join, if you're a driver and want to join, leave a comment in the stream. I got the whole thing here. So I have questions on the side. I could look and we could talk. We'll bring that in with the podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting until everybody gets in. I don't know how many people are watching this. There we go. We got someone. Oh, that's me.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, it's me. Well, I like the backdrop. Let's just take a minute and say, nice work, Alan, on the backdrop of the video.
Thank you.
Sensation, you probably don't know it, but when you watch the video, you see a nice backdrop. So you did good with it. I like it.
I'll definitely check it out.
And yeah, we'll wait a couple minutes. So how we doing? We just finished. We don't have to sum up, but we just finished the finale of the Canadian Grand Prix. Professional 1. Brennan had a great performance. Abdi, great performance. Force India looking strong.
Yep.
Any key things you want to talk about? It's really pretty much for me. It was professional, getting it done from pole, and Brennan and Abdi beating those Ferraris and getting themselves on the podium. Those are my key points. I don't know what you guys have.
It's just during the race, I should say, is just hoping if they was going to hold on because of the penalties that was,
right.
During the race, which could have either been friend or foe. So for lucky for them, it was a friend. So that's the good thing about that. The Ferraris were strong. I had my prediction where I felt that they were going to do it. I just was hoping that they wouldn't take each other out. That was the key thing, because they both got great pace.
Yeah, and today they kept clean. So that's good for them. Yeah. Alan, any key points from the race we just had today?
We saw earlier in the season with Brennan, he had a very strong second place, and we thought he's going to carry that through for the rest of the season. But towards the end of the season, got his game back on, finished second again. With Professional, once he joined the league, we thought he's going to be winning a bunch of races, and this was only his second victory of the season. He's been very strong this year, but he came in late to win in Canada. Obviously, last week he had some bad luck, and he came back from it, had a little adversity with him. Destiny, he started last and fought his way up to second, so there's a lot of surprises.
Fun.
Yeah, we saw a lot of surprises today. But, the key picture that stuck out to me was Brendan getting second. I thought it was incredible that he was able to put the car on a podium.
Yeah, that kid, let me tell you about that kid. That kid, when he puts his mind to it, he could get it done. I get frustrated with him and mad towards him, because he's not, sometimes, he'll go in those phases where he just sucks. And and I know he could do better. Like, he literally could win races, but it's more of a, like, you can't show up one race and expect to win. You can't be good at that one track and say, oh, this is my weekend. I'm on pole. This is my first pole. I'm going to win. Because it just doesn't happen. It takes a lot to win the race. But when you're what I call is the next best thing,
Right.
you can, and you're more consistent of, maybe you're not beating Destiny or Professional, but Brennan, if I was running the next best thing to them, it opens up opportunities for race wins, and that, we need a little bit more consistency out of Brennan, I think.
Right. Yeah.
I
I
think,
totally agree. I totally agree.
yeah,
He can
because
do it. He has
to
it.
the beginning of the season he had second place off the bat, and the last race he got second place. But if you look at all of the races in between, just average finishes, but nothing great. And I know he could have done better.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll look at next season. He'll be moving on to the super class.
Okay.
Because he would have done Thursday class, but he doesn't do the whole no assist thing, which I think he could do easily. But yet again, he's going to super class, so he's going to struggle there. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But also, speaking of Professional, he was saying, we just had an interview after the Canadian Grand Prix, and he said that, now I asked him, do you think you could beat Destiny in the championship in the superclass? Maybe not for the championship, but for fifth or sixth or fourth, wherever they are in the championship. And Professional said, yeah, no problem. He said over a full course season, he thinks he's going to beat Destiny. So that's a pretty good rival. I think them too.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you think as far as we always talk about the front, but the back end of the grids, the guys that didn't get that should have been up there, that probably would have been up there, GTR Lion, Hot Bread. What do you? Good starts to the season, but then due to lag or that glitch of the pit lane, Well, how do you think they would have turned out if none of that would have happened? It probably would have been a different season. Or the same thing with Destiny trying to dominate. What she dominated, not trying to dominate.
I feel like a lot of drivers are more capable of what they show. I feel like, you could take any driver and, GTR, I think, if he's going to superclass next season, it'll be a different thing and more competition, blah, blah, blah. But I think if you take GTR and you could say, I think he could have done a lot better this season. I mean, he's improved.
Right.
But, I don't know, I think there's other people that could shine a little bit. But, I guess Hot Bread, like you said, a little bit down the order, but he's gotten podiums. He shows speed. He gets good qualifying, good this, good that. Just not enough to win,
Right.
So, I don't know. I think it's interesting, between each season. Well, like Destiny in season 3, he joined late, and he was crashing out. He's making mistakes. He was actually in the lead. This is season 3, not season 4. I know we're trying to review season 4, but now we're going to season 3. I might as well go to season 1 tonight. But Destiny, he crashed out when he was leading at China. He's had mistakes, but he won that last race in season 3, and he carried the momentum and absolutely dominated. Now, that's the difference between each season. Like, one season, yeah, this driver's good. Next season, it could be a totally different thing. And Destiny I was not expecting him to win that many races in a short amount of time, win the championship, and do all the history in the history books, like everything he accomplished.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd
really
beg to
good.
differ on that one. When the season started,
all right.
there were some people who were expecting to have, let's say, 6, 7 different winners. I saw the pace that Destiny was putting up against everyone else. This season, this was your first full season running with the wheel. NR stopped running full time. There were a couple other guys who were contending for the front. They stopped racing. And at the end of last season, we saw a glimpse of what we'd see this season with Destiny winning in Canada, and that gave him a bunch of momentum to come through this season and absolutely crush the field. And I mean, I wouldn't absolutely say that, but obviously I went into Bahrain thinking if Destiny puts that on pole, he's pretty much locked up the season. That's what I thought in my head, because if he can show pace here, Destiny's the type of person that once he gets a tad bit of momentum, he's gonna use it, he's gonna endure it, and he's gonna use it. Obviously, he did that this season with 7 wins in 12 races, phenomenal record for Destiny, and 8 career victories. He does tie Mark and NR, and he's tied for 2nd overall. One more win next season in TCR will put him 2nd ahead of both of them and put him close to you. So how does that make you feel? Yeah, how does that make you feel?
Well, so you were first thing, you were expecting Destiny to win this season.
I was.
That's what your viewpoint is? I was not expecting it. How about you, Sensation? Were you expecting Destiny to do this good? Like, how did you think he was doing?
Well, I mean, from last season, he had pace. It was just that he made little silly mistakes. But I didn't expect him. I actually was like professional, Cam, but then all of a sudden he just came out not making mistakes, and I think that was the key thing.
He came out swinging. He just went for it. And this season, it was almost a perfect. Maybe not he's missed. He didn't win every race, but almost a perfect season. Like, he had very minimal mistakes.
Very minimal.
But the thing what I want to bring up, because I have a whole thing with the assists and all that. Okay. The thing is, once I saw Destiny, all right, he won Bahrain. Then I'm like, man, where the hell is everybody else? Is it really? Because I qualified 2nd to Destiny. I'm like, there is no way I qualified 2nd on the wheel. I'm like, where the hell is everybody else? I'm like, so I'm like, all right. And then behind me is Brennan. So that's Destiny's competition. Me on the wheel for the first time and Brennan. Like, I'm like, I thought going into the 2nd race it'd be something different, but no, Destiny totally went for it. I want to ask this: was it dominance from Destiny, or is he picking on the small fellas? What I mean by that is he's using assist, he's using medium, doing the manual anti-lock on.
Okay.
But his closest competition runs no assist. Cam, no assist.
Right.
I run no assist. I'm on the wheel. I was expecting to be slower. Roll, no assist. Be good, no assist. Talon, no assist. And if you look in the championship, Cam, 2nd to Destiny, but he's running no assist. Destiny, the only other people with us that run assists is Motor, Brennan, Truth, and that's kind of, I wouldn't say a tough task to beat them.
Okay.
You understand my point?
Yeah.
I mean, other people, I think Professional came in late, but I think he runs some similar assists to Destiny. Tico, he was reserved. GTR and Cammy Pants, I'm not too sure. But they were more midfield. They don't have as much experience. But I was just saying, I would have liked to see him more of a challenge,
Okay.
I feel like he was out there, he was winning just dominance, but I feel like if he was no assist driver, I think it would have been a completely different season. And that is partly why we're moving towards 2 tiers, which I'll bring up. We have 2 tiers now. Thursday class is that no assist tier, you can only use racing line. And Saturday, the super class is a bunch of quick drivers. I wouldn't say more talented or this and that, because they are using whatever assists they use to be quick.
Right.
Although Destiny, how do you think he'll fare in Superclass? That's what I'm asking. And about, was he picking on the small fellas? Got anything on that?
Well, picking on the small fellas. Well, no matter what happens, you still got to come out and do what you got to do.
Right.
So that's one. Two. Um, I think he might have struggled a little bit more if there were more of bad weather. In my
Mhm.
opinion, some people are very strong with weather conditions. Racing in the wets, and others are not. So we never seen that test happen with him. Um, and as far as I think I would like to see him really perform with the no assist, then with the a little bit of the help. I
Mhm.
think he tougher to beat if he went that route. But
If he went
again,
which route? No
with
assists.
the no assist, yeah,
You think he'd be tougher to beat
I
once you
think
got the
it'd be
hang of
tougher
it?
to beat. Huh?
Once he got the hang of it, you think he'd
Yeah,
be harder to beat?
yeah,
Yeah, I
I
could
think
see
so.
that.
I
I
think
could
so.
see that as well. Because to be honest, he really wasn't struggling, and this game, it's a lot easier.
Right.
But Alan, any thoughts?
I,
Alan,
I,
got a
I don't
heartbeat?
know. Yeah, I do have a heartbeat, but you can't hear it in my microphone.
Okay.
Obviously not. I haven't heard it. Come on. Hey, what are you thinking?
I've been trying to think because when you guys were talking, I've been thinking, and my opinion, I honestly don't know. Towards
You don't know.
I, IDK.
Was he picking on the small fellas?
Who was
He
Destiny?
had a yeah. I mean, just my point of, I'm not trying to,
Again, I don't know.
be
I
a
mean,
douche or anything. I'm
it,
just saying, he
maybe
had
guys like Brennan,
we
if he saw the end of today.
right.
Right.
That's true. Brennan did all right. Um, I don't know. What I'm just saying is, yeah, good for him. Got the championship. Blah blah blah. He still, like you said, he still had to go out and get the championship. He did what
Yeah.
he had to do. And I congrats him on that, I guess.
Yeah.
But well, I'd like to see how we'll do in super class. I think realistically, I think he's like top 8. With the guys we have in super class, he's going to move down the order, but I think it shouldn't be too much longer before he sees him on podiums, a couple wins. It'll just take him a little bit longer, I feel, just based on the grid. And some of the super class drivers we have, and I don't know if anyone else, knows them, but some heavy hitters. We got NR
Okay.
from Season 2 champion of TCR. It will be in there. Be Smooth, a 2-time winner in TCR, will be there. We have Dougie Antonio, very quick driver.
Yep.
TS Odoms, very, very quick.
Yeah.
Good on time trial. You look on
I
time
believe him,
trial, he's
yeah.
top 50. He's top 50. Extended, very close to his speed. Maybe not time trial wise, but he's very close to him. Aero Strike, another good one. The Professional will also be in there. We saw him one today.
Right.
Destiny, he was dominating this season. Will he next season? That's the biggest question. But let's bring Destiny in. Let's talk about. Let's bring Destiny in. See how he thinks he will do. Next season in the Superclass. We'll see how, and we'll a little review about this season. Then we'll go to next season.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point to bring him in.
Okay.
Yeah, wait for him to join. I would like to say we are at 9:22. We're 20 minutes into this podcast, and you said that it was going to end around at 10 o'clock. And we still have lots of people to interview, and obviously, we still want to show the highlights clip from Canada that we do have ready.
All right, Ma. All right, Ma.
I'm just letting you know.
Now get off. No, we could go past. I'm all right. We're having fun.
Okay,
We're
well.
just getting started. That hour might turn at 3. No, I'm just kidding.
Done.
Maybe a little bit after, before 10. No, that was the main topic. I wanted to give Dustin his showtime there.
Yeah,
So
it's a spotlight
if he
that he
gets in
earns.
here, let's see if he gets in here. Yep, there he is. Bada bing, bada boom. Did you win in Fort Wayne?
No, I
You
got
lost, you died.
I did better than any of us could.
Season 4 champion. Season 4 McLaren Constructors. How was your season? Give us a rundown.
good.
All right, that was Destiny, and that is it. That didn't quite. Good night. That is it. All from Destiny. No, I mean, what was your favorite race? You know, give us some info for your fans out there. Come on.
My fans.
All of your one fan. Let's go.
Just Brennan.
Yeah, definitely Brendan. I'll give you that one. Definitely Brendan.
I'd say probably Baku, mostly.
Is your favorite one?
Yeah. But it's like having to fight back through the field after I, lagged out. It's pretty fun.
Right. What about that one in Austria when professional? It was his debut, and I remember. I think I was your teammate back then for that one race.
Oh, that was
And
fun.
Professional qualified good. I don't know if he got the pull. I don't remember, but he went out. He won the race. Although the gap between you guys kind of was the same. It was like a little bit. Now you gain, you lose. You gain, you lose. Was that how'd you like Austria?
I don't know. We didn't really battle. I was just kind of, catching up and falling behind and everything. So it wasn't really like a battle, I guess. I don't know. It was at the time. It was kind of like, all right, that's cool. I actually have some competition. I would say if anything, Singapore was better because we
Oh
were
yeah,
battling
Singapore was
before,
good. And
no.
you won that one?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we talked to a professional after the Canadian Grand Prix today, and he said, I asked him, in Superclass, do you think you could beat Destiny over the full course of the season, whether it's for the championship or 5th or 6th, wherever? Do you think you could beat him in the standings? He said, over a full course season, yes. So I'm going to ask you the same thing. Over a full course season, do you think you could beat professional in the Superclass?
I would hope so. So I'll say yes also.
You said yes also. So we got a little battle there between you two. Alan brought up. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's like through the season I was kind of unlocking my pace. So the start of the year was kind of like, not. I mean I was still fast, but it's like I would say I'm getting faster by the race since I've just been playing this like nonstop, and
Right.
so it's like I don't know. I think I've been getting better. So it's like all these other races like Mexico and Baku and Japan and I don't even remember the other one. But it's like I don't know. He wasn't really doing too hot, so don't know.
Oh, professional meeting. All right. Well,
So
yeah, I could see that. Well, I was just gonna say, Alan brought up the point about the wins. Mention that, Alan.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier today with the wins total. Seafreeze has 13, Mark and R have 8, and so do you. You have 7 this season, and you have Canada from last season. So it's a 3-way tie for second, for all-time wins in TCR, with Mark and NR not competing in TCR's stands right now. I'm not sure about next season, obviously, with how things are with the schedule. I know Mark isn't, obviously, not sure about NR, his busy work schedule. But, one more win, and you're going to move yourself into second place overall, and next thing you know, you're going to be chasing down Seafreeze for all-time wins. Well, once you get win number 9, how many is that away from 13? You have 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, four wins away from C-Freeze. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm like a little calculator. But yeah, you'd only be 4 wins away from C-Freeze. What does that mean to you?
Yes, that's your cue. Go ahead.
I don't know. Anything I can beat C-Freeze in is a plus for me, I guess.
Well, you're gonna have to get 3 championships, bud, to beat me on that one.
All right.
And you're gonna need a couple more race wins.
Yeah.
Keep at it, though. You'll get there. No, you won't, but you could try. Yeah, that is it. How do you think you'll do in Superclass? Last question. There's a lot of quick drivers: Doug Antonio, Odoms, Professional, Pub Star, Extended, Aero. A lot of NR returning, B Smooth returning. How do you think you'll do? There's a lot of quick drivers.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, like, I don't know, my schedule doesn't let me come there consistently, so I don't think I'll do like that great. But I'm hoping whenever I do come, I'm hoping to be at least in like top, 5 to 3. At least get a podium. I mean, not throughout the season, but every race that I can come, I hope to at least get a podium.
That is a tough task, I think.
Yeah, well, I would say, I don't know, I think my pace is about NR's pace. So, I don't know, however good NR is, about how good I'll do.
Alright, that's fair enough. Well, I'm very excited. That's next Saturday, Superclass, April 14th. All of you guys?
Well, it was fun racing. And,
Alright, good to hear. Man of many words, Destiny please work. Season 4 champion and constructor champion.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like the only one that got points in my, well, except for you at Austria. But,
Yeah.
Motor got a whole, like, 4.
Nothing. A whole lot of nothing. I
actually beat Motor on points this season.
I do have a question. I have one question. The question is, how do you feel when you go against Cam this past season? Because he's only seemed to be the only guy to kind of be pretty close with you as far as the pace is concerned. Because he's not easy to pass, and he's a little hard to shake. So, what do you think about that?
Definitely not the easiest to pass. I had a little run-in, not really run-in, but it's like, I don't know. I kind of, racing with him, I've kind of learned how to race with him, so it's like, I don't know, it's okay now, but like beforehand, it's like, racing against him is just hard.
Right.
But,
I think once you know how he races and how his tactics and everything, he's an easy to pass. When I had the same thing. He's tough. He's a unique driver, but once you know, it's easy.
Whenever I was like passing him at Canada, he like went defensive, and I remember last season I had to pass him. It's like I got stuck behind him for like 4 laps, like trying to pass him under the whatever. Whenever I made my pit stop and he didn't, and then so I got stuck behind him for a really long time because like he would always go defensive, and now I would just like try to go around the outside of him, and it just wouldn't work. But now I just kind of waited, and then he would get a bad exit, and then I would pass him down the next straight.
Right.
But yeah. Well, anyway, let's continue on with your podcast.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Destiny. Good luck next season.
Get out before I kick you.
Yes.
Good luck next one.
I don't even know what party Brennan is in. Never mind.
See you never. Alright, next. I think that's a good place to start or transition to. Talking about Cam. Let's talk about Cam. He is your second runner-up. He's the runner-up guy. I think I'll give you my ideas, what I got here on my little thing, and then you guys can talk, off of that. We'll bring Cam in after this and talk to him a little bit. But yeah, he's runner-up. What I noticed throughout the season, he's bad in qualifying, but he's better in the races.
Yes, he is.
I feel like if he had good qualifying, not even like great, just like top 5, put yourself where you have an opportunity to win or get a podium. I think he would have great races if he had better qualifying.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's a guy that probably is a guy that can't start in pole and finish pole. Maybe he's better at being as being the chaser, not the chasee.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think Cam if he could clean up his qualifying, he could have great races, meaning winning podiums, more consistent, because he shows every race. I think he showed to every race this season. So I think Cam, because I thought Cam would be the one to win this season. I had my money on Cam. The reason why is he races in AOR, in one of the tiers. Not that it means, I'm in AOR, I'm quick, but he's one of the tiers. That means he's racing every week. He's in other leagues as well. He's had a lot of experience. I've raced with him a long time, more than a year, and I thought Cam would do it. The thing is, what caught him up is his qualifying. I think that's what lost him the championship. I think it would have been a closer championship if he had better qualifying.
Right.
What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, obviously starting position is key, and with Cam, even there's multiple drivers that don't get the best of qualifying, but they usually like to work their way through the field. If you do have one lucky day where you qualify well, you are benefited or going to get a better result unless something happens. So for Cam, if let's say he picks up his qualifying and qualifies right next to Destiny every race, well, it's going to be a lot closer of a battle, a lot closer of a race, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, I think that's one of his bad qualities as a driver is qualifying, but he has been improving. Season 3, this is 2 seasons ago, he finished 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. Season 4, which is this season that just finished, he finished 2nd, runner-up.
Okay.
Next season, he will be in Season 5. He'll be racing almost the same drivers towards the front. Do you think he could improve his position once more and be a champion? You think Cam is a champion-worthy driver? From 3rd in Season 3, 2nd in Season 4. Can he go to 1st?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe he can. It's just, like I said, it's just he's better being a chaser than a chasee.
Right.
Yeah.
I think in order for that to happen, he needs to take advantage of some situations.
Mm-hmm.
At Baku this season, Destiny had his thing and his disconnection, and like one of the last laps, Cam is in front of Destiny.
Right.
I think it was the last lap. He gets a little squirrely on exit out of the castle section, and he loses the place to Destiny.
Yes.
Destiny was able to get that position. Now, it doesn't mean a lot, like that wouldn't matter in a championship, but I feel like that, it just sends a message, like, move out of, if I'm Destiny, I'm like, move out of the way, Cam, and Cam's like, alright, like, you're kind of almost training your brain to say, alright, go ahead, Destiny, I'll be runner-up, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many more opportunities he could have gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's bring Cam in here. We'll talk about Cam. Cam K. If he's on.
He should be
He is on. Let's get him in here for a little bit. And up next, if anyone's watching, we're talking about Talon. I'd like to talk about Talon. He won't be coming in with us, but I like to mention him throughout the season. So, wait for Cam. There we go. Cam K, runner-up of Season 4. How do you think your season went, Cam?
Not as well as I could have hoped.
Well, as could have hoped. Were you expecting? What were you expecting? What was your goals moving into the season?
I expected to be in the top.
Your time. All right. So you had kind of like, all right, this might be this might be my season. You know, like this could be a championship year.
Yeah.
And then obviously, seeing how Destiny had his great pace, when was it kind of? When did you realize, yeah, I'm not a champion this year? When did you like kind of say, give it to Destiny?
3 races in.
3 races in. You know why? He won the first 3 races. That's probably why. He did, and yeah. What I was noticing is you have bad qualifying sessions, but you're better in the race. Is that something you would say is kind of correct?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Oh God, can you stop playing MLB 16 and maybe get MLB 18 and get off your damn game and listen to once in a while? I mean, if you're playing MLB 18, I understand, but you're not even on 17, you're on 16.
To be fair, I'd be on 15.
You'd be on 15? You know, both of you out. Sensation. I don't know what we're doing there.
I have
I was
14.
saying, and you could play 14. Go ahead. Go ahead. Once more, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll play 18. I'll play the updated one. I was saying, Cam, I noticed this season you had bad qualifying but better races. Is that something you would agree on?
That's always been the case.
Always been the case. Do you think if you could increase your if you could get better qualifying, do you think you have a shot next season? Because next season, Destiny is gone. He won't be in your tier. And if you get rid of Destiny, you're the one on top. But how do you think he'll do next season?
I still expect to be at the top.
Expect to be at the top. Do you expect to win in more races?
Well, future's not set in stone. Anything could happen. I mean, who knows? Alan could actually be competitive.
I might.
What well, you did get a win this season. Let's talk about this thing a little bit. It was a controversial win at Mexico. Did it feel like you won the race, or are you still looking for your technically first win?
I'm still looking for my first win.
You're still looking for it.
It may be a win in the history books, but it doesn't feel like I won that race. I didn't win that race. I didn't win that race on pace. I didn't win it on skill. I won it because of a rule.
Right. At the end, that win didn't matter of who that went to, because Destiny's still the champion. Cam is runner-up. But yeah, let me just bring up this one other stat, and you could move on to someone else. Season 3, you finished 3rd. You did join the season a couple races late, but you finished 3rd in Season 3, 2nd in Season 4. Season 5, you think you're going to a win?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I could win, so.
Alright, well, I like that. Well, you're gonna have to beat me, because next season I'm trying. Like I said, it's
Oh,
an
the season you weren't
season
trying?
number.
You're like, oh, next
Not
season I'm
really.
trying.
I'm trying next time. I really am trying to see it, because at the beginning I did, but I don't like this game. I'll put my hand down and say I don't like this game. Season 5. I won Season 1, Season 3, Season 5. I'm winning on the odds. So you're gonna have to beat me. You're gonna have to beat me.
It's the San Fran Giants over here.
No, it's San Fran Giants. Alright, next. Get you out of here. Go play your 16 games. Congrats
I
on
think,
runner-up. Good
hey,
luck next
Seafreeze,
season. Any other things?
I think this would, hold on. Cam. What were you gonna say? What Seafreeze asked you? Any other things, Cam?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, get out.
Okay, get out of
Good luck
here.
next season.
Okay, I was going to say this would be a good opportunity to show the video now that our viewers are suddenly starting to go back up. I think right now would be take a little break from our voices, turn off the mics. We have a little highlight video from Canada today that I edited in like 15 minutes. I quickly did it, so time to mute the mics and roll this video.
Yeah, this is time to go to little. This is the time sensation to go to little boy's room. All right, if you're bored, all right, this is the time to do it. You got 2 minutes, all right?
Mics shut off now.
All right.
Okay, that was the end of the video. I wish I had more time to edit that. There was a lot of battles I did miss, and I felt guilty.
I like that. I like that. No, you're good at that type of stuff. No, I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
And for future podcasts, I like to do that little thing, a little break. Yeah, I like that. See, that's why we got Dogo up in here. We got Dogo. That's why we got Dogo. That was good. I like that. Station you didn't see it, but you'll see it in the video. I like that. I was watching actually. It's good. It's good. All right, let's talk about Talon a little bit, and we'll start to speed things up a little bit. Talon, I was saying, Cam had bad qualifying, but better races.
Yeah.
I think Talon had good qualifying, but bad races. And to back that up, I would say that Japan last week, I don't even want to bring it up, but I will. Qualified P3, Talon, right off the bat gets taken out by somebody, and that somebody was me. And he had good qualifying but bad race. So many other times he has good qualifying, he has a good one-lap speed, but he's nothing in the race. I mean, this year he was on the wheel. Next season I think he'll do better. With me and him teammates, I think we're gonna do good. So I'm gonna bring Talon underneath my wing, and we're gonna see what we can do. Get him another one. I know he has a win in the past, but I want to see him a couple more wins. I want to see him competing. Just wanted to bring that up. I don't know if you had anything on Talon. I think he did all right this season with the wheel.
Yeah, he did pretty good, right? Pretty good for his first time out. So. Yeah.
Also, he had his first DNF on the first race. And he's been here since season 1, so he had his first DNF ever, as well as I had my first DNF ever at Japan. and that's
Right.
over the course of, let me get it, let me see how many races. It would be over the course of 48 races.
Wow.
I think that's how many we got. 48 plus I missed a couple. About 45 races. I had my,
45.
then I got my DNF. So that's all.
That's a lot.
It is. I think TCR has 48 races. Been a long time now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just mention a couple things and we'll talk about some other things. Couple retirements this year that aren't coming back. I just want to acknowledge them a little bit. The
Okay.
Craze. He'll be reserved next season,
Okay.
and that's a heartbreaker. Craze has done every four seasons. He has 3 podiums throughout his season, or career, I should say.
Okay.
Norwing is calling it quits. His best finish this season, I think, was 7th. He had 1 podium in TCR, and that 1 podium was actually the first race of TCR at Brazil, that first race in season 1. And after that, he got his first podium and never returned.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Truth, I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea if you're watching Truth. I don't know if you're racing, you're not, you're this or that. I have no idea what's happening with you.
Right.
So he might be retiring, he might be racing next season.
Nice to see
I
him
don't
race.
know. I do want to see him race. I think now it's all. Thing is, he doesn't do no assists, so it'd be hard for him. But I think once he gets the hang of it, I think he'd be all right.
But yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. He
Actually,
wouldn't regret it.
no, he wouldn't. I think he's capable of doing that. I think he's very much capable of doing a lot more than he has. I mean, when he first joined the league, I know we're going back, but season 1 he got 4th, 3rd, 4th, 3rd. So I mean, he has good finishes back then. I know the competition increased, but I
Right.
don't know. I think he just needs a little bit more practice, a little bit better. I guess learn someone to really guide him. I think a little bit. I think he'd be better.
You think that's what it is? You think
I
that's
think so. I think he needs a little bit more practice and a little bit more help. Thing is, he has to be open to listening to other people. I would easily be his teammate to help him, but I want to know that, yes, I want to hear from him, yes, I'll practice, yes, I'll try this, let me try this, let me see. Because, I think he'd do better that way. Although I respect him, I said at the beginning of the season, with Bahrain, he wasn't really supposed to race. He was going to be a team owner and sit on the sideline. Then he decided to come back due to an opportunity. I said before Bahrain, I said Truth should get an easy top 5. What did he do? He got a top 5.
yeah, yeah.
That was his best finish. He got a puncture crossing over the line.
Oh yes, I remember that.
And since then, he had bad finishes. I think he's made every race so far this season, but we didn't see him today. I think he missed the finale. I think he made every other race, so.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more from him. If he does next season, I hope he does. But yeah, I'll see how he does. There's also Craze. I feel like, I don't know, he's having a tough time with time and practice as well. But there's no reason, if they put practice in, they could easily win. Or not win, but maybe not win, but do better.
Yeah, he'll do better.
But we'll see.
It's not bad. He's not bad at it. It's just the practice, the tire management, because he always had problems with that. And I think he turns those little things around. He shows some great improvement.
Hope so. Because he's having a tough time. Let's talk about some first-time podium people.
Okay.
Mr. Alan Cavanero is one of them.
Yeah.
All right.
I fought my ass off of that one. That race is so tough. At one of my worst tracks, and we were able to pull through there due to the penalty. Well, not the penalty, the rule that was implemented. But I look back at it, and I'm kind of happy how everything fell into place. Even though I knew if I wasn't stupid and got a second penalty, I knew we could have gotten GTR, and let's say the race was one lap longer, we would have gotten Cam. But I mean, I'm happy we finished third. Because, I had a chance, let's say Desi never disconnected, we wouldn't even got a podium, so I'm sort of happy how everything went.
Right.
Yeah, for the third at Mexico, you've done other races throughout the season.
Which I don't want to talk about. The season.
Yeah, I'm not going to say you've been pretty
I'm not
trashy,
consistent, but...
You've never done a full season, right?
I'm starting my first full season, next season, Thursday class, season 5.
This is your actual first season, though, right?
My first full season. Well, I was signed up with McLaren in season 2 NR. I did like 4 races? You
totally ditched us. Like, get out of here.
I'm sorry.
No, but now you know that this is where it's at. I think you'll do all right next season. I really have to race you, though.
Yeah, you're gonna have to race me.
I gotta race you? I don't want to race you. I'll piss you off the track.
Good old times.
No,
what we used to do, yeah.
No, not
on
really.
on F1 2016, yeah, good old times. Well, you started it back at Monaco. You put me in the wall. Kept brake checking me.
Not really.
Season 2 HRL, yeah.
I never said nothing. It was good times. No, it was just good times. It was fun. No, I'm looking forward to racing you again, rather than you in the booth. But I think you could take your microphone skills and put it on the track somehow.
Yeah, not only we're gonna have to race each other, but we're also gonna have to be in the same booth as each other on Saturday. So let's say something happens between us on something happens between us on Thursday, and then we have to commentate with each other on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Why did I sign up to commentate Saturday? I'm in the booth. I'm in the booth with this fool.
Yep.
I have to be. Nah, I'm just kidding. It was fun today. I think it'll be fun. It'll be good. I'm just kidding. Also, first time podium GTR. First podium winner, not podium winner, but first podium in Mexico. He got second place. Let's get him in here. This will be a nice, fun little chat with him. See if he's on. Yes, he is. Hopefully he's not. He could join right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up soon, 20 minutes or so. It's been an hour. Goddamn.
Oh, us talking. Wow. It's not like we just did that an hour ago.
Well, let's see if GTR gets it here. Wait a little bit. See if he gets in here. If he doesn't, then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Just missed his opportunity.
Opportunity out the window.
There he is.
GTR.
GTR. What's up? Welcome to the podcast. So, we just was talking about, your first podium in Mexico. You were getting, you got your first podium, second in Mexico, and you've been improving your speed as well. But obviously, so talk us through the first podium. Do you think it came quick enough?
Yeah, I guess it was a tough battle with Paul Ellen and Cam that race. We been like very close to each other. I think before the pit stops, um, I think I could have finished. I pitted earlier just because I knew there was rain coming in, so I tried to do. My tires were going off, so I pitted and got a decent undercut on both of them. I think after the pit stops, I was like 6 or 7 seconds ahead of both of them. So I was in decent shape up until the rain came, and right before coming in, I think, going through the S's, and I almost lost it, and that's when I think I lost the position to Cam, and Alan got closer to me. Then going into the wet piece of it, I was going for a move, but I braked very early the last few laps, and I just took it easy the last few laps. I was like, let me finish the race.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very close, and I enjoyed that race. It's definitely.
So you're saying you're saying you made a mistake and you let Cam through?
Because of the mistake, I got off the track
Ah.
the SS.
Okay.
So he was able to.
So you're saying
I could have won that race.
you could have won that race. And you know, which brings me into this. Let me just bring this up. And I hope you're all well, CD. Hopefully you're watching. Hopefully you're all good. Don't forget, message me on group me, your PM, private message. I'm waiting for you. You had a deal with CD with whoever wins a TCR race first. The other person, the loser, has to post an embarrassing photo to the group. Is that bet still on?
Yeah, first of all, I would say hope all is well with CD. I texted him a few times. I haven't heard from him, and he didn't show up the last few races. So hope all is well with him. I like that guy.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Cool dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the question. I think I could have won, and I think the bet is still on. Yeah, but going to the super class.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough for me, so I don't know if I wanna keep the bet on.
Hey, you shook hands, you can deny. I like to see a GTR embarrassing photo. We all like to see that. Yeah, so how do you think you'll do in Superclass? Obviously, I would have loved for you to stay in Thursday and do no assist and join us, but due to timing and everything, you were unable. So the other option is Superclass. How do you think you'll do there?
It's a tough grade, I would say, on the super class. I'm definitely looking forward to it, but I have low expectations for the next season. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't have that much expectation, so I'll just do my best and see where it ends up.
And yeah, I think you'll do alright. I mean, it is a tough grid, but hey, if you show most of the races, you could squeeze your way in there. You squeeze your way in there. And how do you feel about leaving this group of guys that you've been racing with? I mean, you'll see a couple of them in there, and we'll reserve and still race with you. But as far as championship, you're splitting up. How do you feel?
I did really enjoy this season. It was my first season in any league race, so I learned a lot, especially like the first few races. I was like feeling around, and probably if you get a flashback yourself to your first, league race or first season of league racing, usually your heart kind of beats like you get nervous a little bit. And that's kind of hindered me in the beginning of the season. But as I went through the season, I had good battles with everyone. I have a lot of respect to everyone, which I believe everyone does back to me. I really enjoyed racing with everyone. So yeah, I'm sad that I leave this group of racers. They're very nice people. I'll definitely watch the replays and I'll be watching over them. But I wish everyone the best of luck next season.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Anything else to add, Sensation? Go.
Final thoughts?
No. No, I don't have anything.
Thanks, Tcr. Not nice having you up in here.
Oh, I will say one
we'll
thing,
look forward to the
because
season.
I thought you asked me there, because I thought you said go. Yeah, but
Yeah, I did. No, I
yeah,
asked what
okay,
you
yeah,
wanted to-
okay, yeah, and then
Go.
I wasn't
Go.
sure. Yeah, I know that, but I wasn't sure if I interrupted Sensation here.
Are
but
we
I
having an argument here? Already, and I didn't even get in the booth with you for next season. I have a whole booth. I have the whole Tcr. Can you believe this? I signed up for Saturday Superclass to commentate. I have to be stuck with Alan for the whole damn season. I didn't know this.
Yes, you
I'm
did.
the one who owns these. I didn't even know he was doing it. now I'm stuck with him.
Now you're
it's
stuck
terrible.
with it.
That's right.
Yeah, eventually. Alright, thanks, Tcr. We'll
I didn't even get to say my final thought.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
See, now you're such a bad person. Okay, so I don't remember much from this season for me, but again, the Mexico race, I had a blast battling you. I remember one time when you dove into the pits, I slammed on the brakes as I was gonna hit your rear end. I was right on your rear. It was like when you made a mistake in the S's, I reeled right up to you. Next thing you know, you pitted, and I was like, oh, I wanted to battle him, but it was like towards the end of Mexico, I got close to you, we made a mistake, and then I quickly reeled you in. It's just that we had a couple battles. Remember, you and Cam were going at it, and I was thinking, if they take each other out, I'm gonna get a podium. So I mean, I sort of hope that did happen, but at the same time, you've been consistent this season. You've had I know you're trying to get that first win, so CD can post an embarrassing photo of himself. I'm not sure if we mentioned that yet, but yeah, the bet is still on, I believe, because neither of you have won a race yet. So hopefully one of you do win, because I'd like to see that embarrassing photo. But yeah, good luck for season 5.
Yep, thank you, Alan, and thanks for having me, Jamie.
all right.
Get out. See ya. No. Yeah, let's moving on. A couple more things and we'll finish it up. I just wanted to give everybody a chance. Let me mention me a little bit.
Because why not?
Let me see here. Going into the season, I'm on the wheel. I just wanted to say, my expectation was win a race, get a podium, and I got a podium at Austria and a win at Britain. So my goal was complete. I missed a couple races, struggled with the wheel, had a bad teammate with Disney. Bad teammate. Ditched me, didn't even message me that he was leaving or couldn't show up, just ditched me. A couple weeks in a row, just ditched me. And if you're watching, there's a discount on baby wipes at Walmart if you need. And yeah, you and me teammates, yeah, that ain't happening. I'm not waiting 2 o'clock in the morning to practice with your dumb ass and your ass on the toilet. It's not happening anymore. I'm just saying. And I got my first DNF, so that I didn't want. But I'm 4 for 4 at Britain, I will say. That's my win.
Okay.
4 for 4 at Britain. And I expect to be champion next year. Next year I'm going to try, and that is my goal for next season. So that's just a little bit of me. Let me see. Let's go to a couple more things I have. Speedster. The Speedster.
Are we going to invite him?
Speedster.
He said he wanted to, he said wanted to join, so.
Okay.
I gotta get him in here.
Hopefully he's still on.
No, he is. He's waiting. I don't know if Brennan's on. I'd like to talk to him too.
I was gonna say Brennan is the OG. He should join.
Yeah. We'll join a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I'm looking good. Alright, just wanted to bring up very quickly, because you obviously weren't a part of the season so much, but only one race. You debuted at Baku. Started P18.
All correct.
Started P18, I think. Where'd you finish?
I believe that I finished P1 in that race.
Yeah, there you go. Tell him.
You believe?
Yeah, tell him.
Tell him.
Debut, and you won. You totally, I mean, professional guy debuted and he won as well, but you have the speed. Maybe you wouldn't have won due to disconnections, but you still won. Now you're in Superclass next season. How do you think you'll do? Honestly, where on the grid do you think you'll be? And go over your debut at Baku. Go through those two things.
Alright, I'll start with Baku. You know, overall, it's a great race. I had a great start. I think from 18th I got up to 10th, like through the first like 3 corners. So that was great. Good consistency throughout the rest of the race. I did break my wing on lap 3, but it was the part of the wing that didn't affect your downforce too much. It was on my left wing, which at Baku is if you're gonna break your wing, you want to on that side. The baseline, I just kept consistent pace. I knew I had at least top 5 pace, and you know, I got a little lucky between rolls and Destiny's disconnections, but I wouldn't say that the entire result was lucky because
Your mic is.
no, I didn't
Your mic isn't going through. Just so you know.
Oh, your mic's not going through. Your mic isn't going through. Speedster. Speedster. The mic is not going through.
No.
No. Do you have? Go to your settings.
Yeah.
Go to settings. Go to. Scroll down to sharing and broadcast.
How's that?
Check it. Someone check it.
Go to audio sharing. Did you go to audio sharing settings?
I'm adjusting my microphone level.
No, go to the audio share settings because it's turned off.
It is?
Like,
Well, we can't hear you. Well,
your microphone
on the stream
doesn't go through the stream, so you have to go to settings.
Oh, okay, I see. My bad.
Settings, sharing broadcasts.
Yeah.
Go to audio sharing settings and click them all on. And then go to the party.
How's that?
Go to the party and go to party settings. And allow your voice to be shared. Yeah. Allow your voice to be shared and put it always allow.
Video allow voice to be shared.
Wow. How's that?
There we go. I think that should work. Destiny, come if you're watching. Come in if it doesn't work. You should be fine. The speedster. All right, wasting more time.
Alright.
So go ahead. What else? You heard me, so just restart your answer.
Alright, so yeah, Baku, great race. Had a good start. Got up to 10th after like 3 corners. Kept a consistent pace. I did break my wing, which was a little bit of a hiccup, but I was able to fix that in my first pit stop. And then, you know, in the second stint, I think I was on my soft tires, and I was just catching. I was in 4th, and I was catching people in front of me, and led from one overtake to another overtake, and then finally overtook 007 for the lead of the race, and that all worked out pretty good. So then from there, I just kind of kept a consistent pace, kept grinding out the laps, and just focused on bringing the car to home, and it all worked out great. I did get a little lucky with Destiny's disconnections and rolls disconnections, but you know, I wouldn't say it's all luck because I did feel like I put the car in a place and had a good setup and everything, and I did a lot of work to get myself up there. In terms of where I think I'll be this season,
Give me a number.
The way.
1 to whatever.
In terms of numbers, you know, a goal that I'd set for myself, you know, get podiums, get maybe 1 or 2 wins. You know, it's it'd be a lot more competitive, I feel, with the amount of people and the amount of skill level that I'm going to be dealing with. I'm not going to be getting as much practice time in as I'd hopefully like, but that's a different issue. If I can finish top 5 in the standings, that I will be perfectly happy with that in terms of a number. But I definitely want to be in the picture, and I definitely want to be either there fighting for wins or fighting for the championship, or either be a definitely important part to that championship. Is kind of my goals and where I see me kind of how I'd like to fit in the tier.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out and see.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I am very excited.
I think it's just a tough competition, and it's going to be tough for you to get like top 8. I feel.
Tough for me to get top 8. Yeah, I know.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I mean, and just some people, like, you know, there's some quick drivers, but I don't really know what they could do in the race, you know. Are they going to make mistakes, you know, how the race pace, whatever, and everything. So.
Damage control, most important thing. First lap, if you get, it's all about in my opinion, personal opinion, first lap is the most important lap of the race, obviously, for multiple reasons in terms of it's what everyone's closely bunched together and it's your best chance for overtaking, but on the other hand, you know, so much can go wrong on a first lap. That some of it's in your control and some of it's out of your control, and so I feel that managing those sort of incidents on the first lap and throughout the entire race, keeping consistent, reliable, taking care of your tires, taking care of your car, and, you know, I'm going to try to do that to the best of my ability. I'm sure all my opponents will do that to the best of their ability, and we'll see what happens.
Smart guy.
We'll see what comes out.
He is. He's got the vocabulary.
That's right.
I mean,
Not me. Not me. Even though SAT's coming up.
Oh, Lord.
Alright, yeah, that's Speedster debut and a winner. We'll see how he does next season in the Superclass. And any last words, Sensation? Go.
No.
Yes, I do. I have one question, and before you cut out. Even though this was your first run at it, who do you find the most difficult to chase down and to chase from?
are you talking about the people who are going to be in Superclass, or are you talking about
Yeah.
the people?
Well, a little bit of both.
Okay. I haven't raced probably about half the people in Superclass, so I don't know their pace. I don't know their driving styles. So I'm not 100% sure how that's going to be. In terms of that, I mean, I like to think that Destiny and 007 will be people that will Baku for the lead. 007 fought very hard, and after I did overtake him, he did stay on my rear for a long time and did pressure me a lot, which was a little unnerving, but at the same time, you know, I felt like I was able to handle it. But in terms of who's going to be the hardest to pass or catch, I mean, anyone with pace and anyone who knows the simple basics of defending. I mean, if you have someone who's covering off the inside line every corner, that's going to be pretty challenging to, you know, pass against. But it's a factor of all those things, and I think it should be, that kind of determines, you know, how to get by people. And also, Dirty Air has another effect, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Brennan asked to me, he messaged me, he said, ask him about being teammates with me. Can you please say one word about that so we could get Brennan a little bit of happy, you know? Say terrible. That's it. You know.
I know Brennan's a bit of a meme, if I'm going to be honest, on TCR.
He is a meme. You're right.
He is a TCR meme.
Definitely is.
He's a nice guy. He has pace. You know, there's the incident in Japan where he got a penalty, and, you know, I understood the point of view of that, but, you know, I kind of liked how he went for, sometimes he can go for aggressive moves. Sometimes, yes, they can be a little bit of, you know, not too smart moves, but, you know, he has aggressiveness, he has a nice driving style, which I like, and, you know, I don't know him too well, so because of that, I don't have that much against him, as other people might, like Roll, obviously. And so I feel like I'm perfectly fine with teaming with him, and he wanted to be Toro Rosso as well, or was fine with it, and I like Toro Rosso. It's like one of my favorite teams. By the way, P5 qualifying today. Great job, Hartley. Or not Hartley, Gasly.
Gasly.
Pierre Gasly.
Dasly.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. right. Besides that, yeah. So overall, he'll be fun teammate. You know what? Worst comes to worst, whatever. We end up being our own individual drivers. It's not a big deal.
Worst thing is you suck. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then
Alright,
I
that's
start
it.
taking him out.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I would never do that. Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe Jeremiah would, but
Yeah.
that is it for Speedster, and we're
All
gonna
right.
wrap it
Thank
up
you for
soon.
having me,
So.
Alan.
Just me? Okay,
And
yeah.
Sensation.
Just Alan. Just Alan.
Yep.
Just Alan. Thanks,
Hey.
Alan. Everybody else, see ya.
Hey, Seafreeze, I have a question. Motor is watching. Should we invite him?
He's in Florida, isn't he?
He is? Oh. Yeah, about that.
You
He's
know,
gonna do a
and
video chat.
Motor, if you're listening,
He's watching.
you said missing
He
you
said-
guys. It
yeah.
has been the most. Let me. I'm not even kidding. It has been the most peaceful, most quietest 2 weeks without Motor. I can't even tell you. It's been the quietest. I didn't even have to mute him. He just hasn't been on. No, I'm just kidding. Motor, you know, yeah, I mean, we could talk about you. You know, the thing about you in this season, we'll wrap it up in 10 minutes. The thing about you in this season is, yeah, he said, thanks, Steve, love you too. I never said those. No, the big, well, yeah, alright, yeah. His disconnections was his biggest thing this season. Unable to race, just disconnections. Same with CD. We saw it with Destiny. We saw it with Roll CD. What's going on? I think that was a big factor for him. And, you know, it's hard to lose to Truth in the points. And it's hard to lose to Truth in the points, but because of the disconnections, that is the reason. Truth made it to every race, and that's kind of why he won. If you look at his finishes, he's god-awful, but, you know, that's that. But, alright, last thing, let's talk about little Brennan. We gotta talk about Brennan. I've never had a driver that I had to review that many incidents and investigations for one driver ever in a season, throughout the whole career, throughout this period of time. He has been all over the investigation board. He's going to super fast. How do you think? I don't know. How do you think his season is? Just let me give my thoughts, and then you guys can talk a little bit. I was just saying that Brennan, he started off good. Like, he got second at Bahrain, which I thought was a great performance. Ever since then, it has been terrible performances. He started second, then he got 10th, 8th, 9th, 17th, 11th, DNF 10th, 12th. Second. I just don't understand why his performances didn't match the second place at Bahrain or the second place today at Canada. There's been a big drought in between the middle of the season.
Right.
What do you guys think?
He's not good at certain tracks.
Obviously.
That's what it is. He's not not good at certain tracks, and probably not as focused as he should. You know, if he said it earlier, if he stays focused, practice more, it would be probably a different result. But you know, it all comes with practice.
Yep. That is kind of. See if Brennan wants to. He's probably watching. If you want to join Brennan, let me know.
Just invite him.
We could get him in here. Yeah, we get him in here. He's playing Fortnite though.
Uh-oh.
We'll talk to Brennan and we'll call it quits. And just another thing is, this is just reviewing this season. We're gonna do another podcast talking about the teams, and it'll be a shorter podcast about the teams, the cars they're in, expectations for next season. It'll be previewing the next season, and we'll talk more about each driver.
Right.
Shut the stream off.
Brennan.
Brennan. Blaster Branna. What's up? You had a decent season. I think this is your best season yet.
Yeah, I mean, better than last 2 seasons, or 3.
I think so. Points-wise, I think so. You have any questions to ask him? You two? Go.
I find it interesting you say that this is his best season, but you've also been disqualified in a race this season, or banned from a race, I believe. Is that correct?
That was last season.
The last season? Oh, I asked you this a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Canada got race banned.
Well, there have been some times.
Tcr to get race banned.
Yeah. Let's bring that up. And also, you got banned from some practice sessions midway through the season due to your actions on track, and this is still your best season. So, what are you looking forward to in season 5? I mean, obviously you're going to try and improve the season, but what are your goals for season 5?
My goal is probably get around 5th, top 10 area.
What? 5th? Did I hear 5th? No.
In the super class.
You're in super class, right? Yeah, alright, times that by 3. Alright, 15.
Times that by 3.
I said top 10. Top 10.
You said 5 at first. It's on stream, bud. It's on stream, bud.
I said 5th to 10th. There you go.
Alright. I hope
if I get between there, I'll be happy with my results.
I hope so. I think, I was saying earlier, I think you have what it takes. It's just, you know, sometimes you just go, you know, oh, I'm playing Fortnite, that's all I'm playing. Oh, the race is today. Oh, man. You start practicing like a half hour before. You know, like everyone, when I start sending invites out, and I see Talon on time trial, Brennan on time trial, MRX on time trial, I'm like, yeah, you guys didn't practice all week, did you? You practice 5 minutes before, and get a little bit, and then you go. But
I like practicing right before the race starts, because like, it seems like it gets fresh right before the race. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I know what you're saying. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyone else? I have no questions for Brennan. I think
that's one thing.
Go ahead.
What?
I think I'm probably gonna be like around battle for bottom end points. Just because it's my first time in super class, and I don't really know my expectations yet.
Okay. I hope so. I think you should do all right. I think you'll learn. The thing is, you gotta open those ears. You gotta open those ears. You got 2 ears for a reason, and you only got 1 mouth for a reason. Use those ears. Gotta use those ears. And you gotta listen, and when people give you, I guess, tips or something, you gotta take that help. You gotta listen, and you gotta apply it, you know. And then otherwise, if you could do that and practice and be open to getting some tips and help, I think you should do all right. All right.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. All right. And to wrap it up, let's keep Brennan in here. What's your favorite? What's your guys' favorite moment from this season? Season 4. Favorite moment. Go.
Put me in the back. I'm still thinking.
You're in the back. Brennan, what's your favorite favorite part of this season? It could be during a race. It could be anything. What's your favorite part about season 4?
My pass and roll. I think that was a pretty good pass.
At what track?
Japan.
At what?
Japan.
Oh, Japan.
Mine is when I won the championship.
Oh. Yeah, we got everybody. Hey!
No, but I really like that pass I did on the roll. I mean, that was pretty cool. Like, I went for aggressive move, and I like that.
That's your favorite part of the season?
I mean,
In one single pass. Oh, I got mine.
One pass. Go ahead, go.
I mean,
My third place in Mexico.
Really? You guys are dumb.
No, I'm trying to think of like actual race. If you want me to say,
but you were broadcasting. Is there anything that
when you ended up, there's two. There's one when you ended up winning in Britain because that was your only second podium that season. That was your return with Red Bull, and I thought it was pretty cool. And then there was one other race that I do remember this season. It was with 07 in Austria. First race comes in and wins. I mean, you could say Speedster too. He only did one race, but thing was, it was a battle between Destiny and Professional that were going at it. And so, part of the time, Destiny was leading, then got some penalties, and 07 passed him, got the lead. And that's really they were pretty equal on pace, and it sort of gave us a glimpse of imagine if 07 was running full time this season.
Right.
I think my favorite part of the season was me and turn 3 in Austria.
That was last season, bud.
Oh, well, no.
That's why we pick on you, Brendan. Just things like that, my favorite season when I won the championship in season 1. Yeah, that's my season 4 highlight. I won the championship in season 1. Get out of town. Where's season 4, bud?
The season felt short to me. Like,
you know why? Because there wasn't that many events.
The game was terrible. It doesn't deserve 14 races.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on that. My favorite. Anyone gonna ask me my favorite highlight?
Your win.
Go ahead.
Your favorite highlight?
Yeah, my favorite highlight. I'd say my win.
But yeah, I get yelled at for my third place.
I know. I'm a douche.
I know your favorite highlight, C3's doing donuts for the race.
Yeah, that was good too. Yeah, that's up there. Yeah, I like that. I'd say Britain. The reason why is I went out. I did my qualifying, I got second or whatever. I went out. I didn't win on no oopsie doopsie. I won. I had pace and I won. I beat Destiny. I beat Professional. I beat Camptown. Everybody I needed to beat. I beat them fair and square. That was my day. I'm 4 for 4 at Britain. I'm definitely going 5 for 5 at Britain for next season. 5 for 5. For show. That's my favorite. I also enjoyed Japan, even though I crashed out. It was a good way to go out because I've never had that spin at Japan. You know what I mean? Like, I've never had that. Like, at Abu Dhabi the previous week, I had a bad start. Japan, terrible start. I go out and I crash. I take my team. I take Emirates and I take Talon with me. And then when I go and actually DNF, it was I wasn't expecting it. I thought I was fine. I crashed so quickly. I'm still shocked I DNF because I never would have thought I'd crash at that spot. It caught me out. Right. And usually think that doesn't happen. In 45 races you're racing and you never DNF. That was the first time. Hey, I'd like to go out in 1-3R. I like that. It's kind of cool. Those are my 2 highlights.
Station, what was your favorite highlight of the season?
Well, I like the fact that the last race, you had the teams very close. Force Indias were 3rd and 4th, and then Ferrari was 4 and 5. What else you had? I like the fact that the teams were just very close. All teammates were very close with each other. It was like a pack, and I wanted to see at least a 1-2 finish with a team. Yeah, I just that almost happened. Almost happened.
Saw 1-3.
We saw 1-3. Yeah, we saw
Saw
1-3.
1-3, 2-3.
But we never saw 1-2.
Never saw 1-2. I don't. It's happened before, I will say, but not in this season.
Yeah. So, I like that. Of course, the Mexico race was very interesting. So those are probably my two favorite ones that I enjoyed for the season.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think I'd say it was more comfortable having Abby behind me than Roll or Beagle.
I bet it was. I bet it was.
So yeah, that's really it. I mean, we talked a lot about a lot of different things, and we're gonna have another podcast soon about the preview of Superclass and Thursday class. So that'll be going over the teams, the drivers, expectations, and all that. It'll be shorter. This one we had so much topics, and I wanted to get some driver interviews and little things here and there. But any last things, Brennan? This is it. This is where we're ending.
I don't really got anything to say. You
got
any old
nothing
questions?
Alright, and
Oh yeah, I do one thing. I had a pretty good season with Abby season for my teammate. He was a pretty good teammate.
Well,
he was.
yes, I would definitely agree with Brennan on that one. He did pretty good for his first time out. He did pretty good.
Anything last to say, Sensation? Go.
Hey, Seafreeze, I thought you were paying attention to this podcast. You just sent me a streak snap. I'm not sure you're paying attention here.
I'm not. I'm drained. I'm done.
Oh.
I had my notes. I said what I had to say. I have to do my streak.
Wait a minute, you have notes?
You know,
I wrote a couple things down.
Seafreeze is try hard. Seafreeze tries hard on this podcast, and he did this season, so.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Last comments. Well, Brennan, good luck to you next season. I was gonna say you're gonna need it, but then again, yeah, you're gonna need it. Trying to stay clean, but then again, yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
Wait, Sensation, what do you think about you not being my team owner this year?
I don't think there's gonna be
Thank
any
God.
team owners.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know.
But it was pretty fun doing. Listen. Everybody else just like, yeah, team owner, all right, yeah. That was it. Yeah. So, yeah. There you go. I enjoyed it.
Motor just said, get on tomorrow, bro. Well, bro, I'm watching F1, and bro, I'm watching NASCAR, and that is it for me. I'm drained out. That is the TCR podcast.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by. And for future podcasts, subscribe to the channel. Brennan said it. It has to be true. For future podcasts, it'll be shorter. It'll be more of one topic. It's hard to fit everything from a whole season into an hour, which we didn't even do. It's hard to do that. But yeah, I think it's good. You know, all those should be shorter and more compact of one idea or something. And it'll be something fun to do. Over whatever topic it is. So that is that. I'm done. Go ahead, Alan, end it.
And for the second time tonight, I'm gonna. What?
Sorry. It's gonna be a long season with you in the booth, bud.
Yeah, of course.
Tune in next Saturday, April 14th, is Superclass which is going to, you gave me a few too, but I'm just, April 14th, tune in. That's the opening Grand Prix for the Superclass, which is Canadian Grand Prix. And April
Go back to Canada again.
Is
Hopefully,
opening day of Canada. So we go back to Canada.
April 14th?
A little bit of, April 14th for Superclass. April
we don't even get an off week.
We don't get, well, not for the, well, yeah, not really.
Not really,
yeah. So that is it.
Yeah.
So, do your outro.
Okay, I will. Sea freeze.
I gotta. Nope, I ain't doing it.
Before we go tomorrow, thank you everybody so much for watching. For the people that have commented and stayed on for this hour-and-a-half podcast, it is, whew, my eyes are starting to get a little crazy there, whatever. But thank you everybody so much for watching. We'll see you April 14th for the start of TCR Thursday class. My name is Alan Cavallero, alongside Seafreeze, Mr. Sensation, of course, Brennan in our little podcast booth with us. We'll see you next time. Have a safe night, everybody, and peace.